Good afternoon. My name is Jose Alvarez. My partner is Fausto Castañeda, and today we're doing the social justice project for the interview. I'm here with.
Mrs. Wylie, math teacher at Modern Day Catholic.
All right. So we're gonna start with the interview. The first question is, what do you think is a significant worldwide social problem that is causing suffering today?
You know, Jose, when you emailed me these questions, I really had to pause. I mean, that's such a big question. And as I was thinking about it, just as a teacher, I mean, my heart is in education. So I just think that access to quality education throughout the world, or the lack of access to quality education, for me, that's just a social problem that's on my heart.
And would you say it's same in all regions, or has a bigger impact in some maybe countries, communities? What would you say about that?
I think that, I really believe that education is a way for people to lift themselves up. So I definitely think that the access varies worldwide. It's certainly lacking in a bigger way in some places than others, but I think that it's just a global issue of, in order to build better communities, we need to have educated people.
Yeah. And then what do you think is the main cause of this problem, or maybe there are several? What do you have to say about this?
Yeah, it's such a hard question for any big problem like that, because if we knew the main cause, we would tackle just that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that in a lot of places it might just be a cultural norm that maybe for women or for poor people, they don't have the same access to education. So it's really such a big question of what's the cause. But I definitely think it's something that just continues to build on itself, that the longer we go with uneducated or not having access to education, the problem is just going to get bigger.
And would you say there's a way to lessen the impact? Like you said, it's an ongoing impact. Would you say there's a way to stop this impact, maybe personally, or from the bigger picture, maybe from the governments or personally?
Yeah, I definitely think that we have to believe that any problem that we can make an impact for change, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely think the first thing is to bring awareness on the importance of education, and then just really to try and make it a priority. And it really takes very strong leadership and political will to bring any cause to the forefront, to really focus that. But it's not something, I don't feel like we can just delegate to one group to solve. It's really, we have to do it well.
So last question about the problem in general. What do you think, what type of suffering does this problem create?
Definitely, it just creates lack of opportunity, and that it manifests in job opportunities, development opportunities in those communities where we don't have educated populations. But really, a lack of education is just going to limit your opportunities throughout your life.
And now going a little personal, have you ever been involved, or are you currently involved in something? Are you doing something to address this problem? Have you been involved?
You know, I have been involved much more on the local level than on the global. There's a school now in downtown San Diego called the Monarch School, which is for homeless children. Years ago, it was called The Place. It was a very small storefront, and this is more than 30 years ago. I volunteered there. Amazing experience, just to bring just the awareness to students about what they're capable of and how they can learn. I can remember reading The Great Gatsby with a group of students, and they loved it. They loved it like any young person loves that book. I've also tutored at Nativity Prep, which is a school in the diocese. Another amazing opportunity. Kids there are given the opportunity to have their tuition paid at that school, and the tutors offer a lot of support so that they can build those skills. And I was working in the middle school so that they would be ready for high school. Also through the San Diego Foundation, which is a big nonprofit here in San Diego, through their scholarship committee. I've worked with them, so much more on the local level, but just I think you can see it's just an issue that's close to my heart.
It's just because you can address it like locally and globally because it's such a big problem. And do you think you made like whenever you were involved in it, do you think you made a difference, or like how did it make you feel when you did?
You know, like any time, Jose, when you go to help and to serve, and you wind up getting so much more out of it. So I definitely felt like that I made a difference, and certainly that all of those organizations are making a huge difference. But just for me also, I was just so appreciative of the experience to just to see how willing young people are to work hard, and just to know that when you believe in them and give them a vision for what they can achieve, they're so ready for them.
Yeah. And do you think like we as individuals, like you and me for example, we have like an obligation like to help in this kinds of problem, or do you think like we're not in any way like obligated, or it's not our responsibility for us?
I think it's all of our responsibilities. Jose, I don't think that we can say it's on someone else but not me. You know, I mean, certainly we want our leaders and our governments to make these a priority, but there are so many organizations within the community, the church, for sure, nonprofits that need to and do. I mean, there are many organizations doing great work in a lot of areas, but no, it's on all of us. I mean, these are things that affect our world in so many ways.
And just to finish, what like advice or piece of motivation would you give to those who are ignorant about this problem, or maybe know about it but they just haven't done anything about it, or are just like they just don't care? What would you say to them?
Yeah, I think that and not everybody's calling might be like mine in education, but I just encourage people to when you see suffering, to first gain understanding of what is behind that and what's causing that, and to not judge.
Keep going.
Yeah, and just to know that each one of us has something to offer. I mean, it's really empowering to think that as an individual you can make change. And like I said before, so many times when you serve, you wind up getting so much out of it yourself that I would want that experience for everyone.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that you can really help like at your best if you're not really well informed about the topic you're in. So yeah, that's pretty important, I would say. And well, that was it. Thank you for the interview, and hopefully this raises awareness on this topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Wiley.
You guys, you're very